Hey guys, how you all doing? Welcome back, Ofer again. In today's video I'm going to talk about my sound. A lot of you have complimented my sound and asked me how do I get it, what pedals I use, etc. So today's video is all about it. I'm going to show you exactly what pedals I use, what amp I use, amp settings, and you're going to get a glimpse to how I get my sound. So let's start with hearing some sounds. Let's go! So let's start by talking about the amp. As you can see, I've got the 5150 EVH, of course, 606. For those of you who have followed my channel for a while, you could see me playing a Mesa Boogie Mini Rectifier. I've had that amp for almost 10 years and it served me loyally. But when I was recording my solo album, which will hopefully will be released soon, I needed an amp to differentiate the rhythm playing to my solo playing, to my lead playing, and I could get this amp second hand for a great price, so I grabbed it, and honestly this amp really upped my game and kind of changed my style even a bit, because you know, all of a sudden you've got this great clean sound. And honestly I think people really don't praise the clean channel of this amp enough. It's really great. Take a listen. And obviously I'm using some effects here, but let's try to take the effects loop out of the equation. Still sounds great. So it's a beautiful clean channel. The crunch channel served me really well. It's everything you need for rock, metal, whatever. This amp is very versatile, you know. Every channel can do multiple stuff. You could play jazz with the first channel for sure, and you can play blues with the second channel, especially if you're using the volume knob on your guitar. Great blues tones, you know, and if we want to go full heavy on, you know. And obviously I'm using some effects. Let's see how it sounds without the effects loop. Again, great sounds. And of course the red lead channel, which is awesome, I love it. Really everything you could ask from a lead channel, you know. We've got loads of gain, as you can see. I'm not even 3/4 up and it's fucking dripping with gain. And honestly, you don't need anything with it. Alright, let's move on to the pedal board. As you could hear, I'm using some stuff that helps me shape my tone with pedals. So let's move on to the pedals. Alright, so let's talk about the pedals. Honestly, I didn't know much about tone until a couple of years ago when I started collecting pedals and kind of doing my research on what makes a tone, or at least my kind of tone, the tone that I like. You know, players like John Sykes, Eddie Van Halen, Chris Poland, all of these guys with amazing tone that just make you shiver when you hear them, even when they play one note. It's amazing. So I started collecting pedals and, you know, experimenting. And I want to start to talk on the pedals in the loop, actually, because one of my biggest key points to my tone is in there. First, you can see the Freeze pedal, which is the newest pedal I got. I got it a week ago when I went to organize my pedal board. And it's a great pedal, you know. You can really do the Chris Poland thing where you kind of grab a chord. Great pedal for this kind of stuff. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And moving on to the Boss GE7, the equalizer. Really, this pedal shapes my tone a lot. It's the old Japanese version. I've actually never tried the newer one, but I just read really good things online about this old one from the 80s. And I use it to really thicken up my tone. You know, I really dig players with this kind of fat tone, like Chris Poland and Eddie Van Halen at times. They really have like this brown sound, you know, like Eddie likes to call it. And let's hear some sound without it and with it and show you the difference. Well, actually, in the clean settings, it doesn't make such a difference, but let's hear some dirty sounds. So yeah, I really use this pedal to kind of cut out some of the highs and add some lows and kind of round out my tone, which I still haven't got to the maximum level of, you know, getting to the tone I'm hearing at my head, but this pedal got me really close. And it's an always on pedal for me. Right after that we have the chorus pedal, the mini chorus by Ibanez, which is also an always on pedal. You can't really see the settings, but it's set to really a minimal amount of hint of chorus, which also it adds something to the tone that I like, especially with some distorted sounds. Really a hint of chorus there. Actually, I've played with it before, so maybe now it's not in the most optimal settings for it, but it still works. Right after it, I have the carbon copy delay, which is not an always on pedal. I use it only certain times, especially when soloing. And I also don't like when the delay really takes over and have a kind of very noticeable effect. I like it to be more hinting. Very nice. have the Hall of Fame, which is on a setting of Paul Gilbert, something like, I don't know, I call it like awesome, this fucking awesome, something like this, something funny. I really dig this pedal. It's also always on, as I really dig, you know, Eddie Van Halen's sound, and he always had this kind of reverb going, at least in the first albums. And yeah, it's awesome. Alright, let's talk about the pedals in front of the amp. As you can see, I'm going straight into the wah pedal. I'm not much of a wah player myself, but I got the Dimebag Wah because, you know, Dimebag. And I used it on a couple of solos on my album. That's really why I got it. And also, every guitar player gotta have a wah pedal. It's a great wah. It's very versatile. You've got all these knobs on the sides and stuff, but check it out. Very nice wah pedal. Right after that, we're going to the most important pedal any guitar player can have, and that's a tuner. The Mini Micro Mini TC Electronic tuner. Great pedal, you know, everything you need. I just hate this clicking sound. I tried to fix it, I couldn't. Maybe I'll do it down the road. And a very important pedal, also to my sound and also to my well-being, is the noise gate, the noise suppressor. Right now, for example, I'm on the 3rd channel, and listen what happens when I click it off. Horrible, right? And also, I think it does something very nice to the sound. It kind of compresses it a bit and pushes it a bit forward, which is really nice. Check it out with it. It really does something nice to the sound. You just need to know how to use this pedal properly. A lot of people hate it because they don't know how to set it up. Right now, as you can see, the input goes from the previous pedal. I have this one going to the loop. The output goes into the loop, and the send goes into the rest of the pedals in front of the amp. Very nice pedal. I highly recommend it. I had a Decimator G3, however it's called, which was nice, but I think this one is better. Alright, moving on. Phase 90, total classic. I don't think I need to talk too much about it, but let's hear it for a moment. Really the first riff that comes to mind when you think about Phase 90. Right after that, I've got another always on pedal. That's the EP Booster by Xotic Effects, or Xotic if you want. Also an always on pedal for me. It really does something nice to the sound. You've got also some settings inside of the pedal. I can't remember what I have it set up on, but it's a very nice pedal. Check it with it. Great pedal. Right after that, I have a Super Overdrive. That's a pedal that I'm not really using. It's just there in case I want to add or change a pedal. It's a nice overdrive, also a Japanese version from the 80s. And straight into the great Flanger by Boss Pedals, the BF2 I believe. Yeah, the BF2. Great Flanger. Also, it's a Japanese. You see I have a theme here, Japanese from the 80s. Great pedal. Alright, yeah, let's move on to my face and finish this video off with a few words. Alright, so that's it. I've exposed all of my secrets. Hopefully you can benefit something from it and learn something useful. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm doing. You can also follow me at Oferholan at Instagram and at Facebook as well. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think about my rig rundown, my setup, my playing, my guitars, whatever. And I'll see you again in the near future. Rock on, guys. Stay safe, and we'll see each other again soon. Bye bye.